Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be painting up Lieutenant Titus, who came with the Space Marine board game. Now if you haven't seen the unboxing of that video, it's also on my channel, but we have Lieutenant Titus with no head. We do still have the head, and yeah, so I've got him all primed. I primed him white. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a good go over in Macragge blue and get a nice base coat down. That's going to be my main plan to start off this model. Now that I've got a good base coat down, I'm going to now do a wash over the entire model with contrast Ultramarines blue 50-50 with Lamian median. And I really don't know if that's going to turn out well, but we're going to give it a shot. That turned out pretty well, with a nice even coat of a darkish bluish purple. We're going to go now and do a dry brushing of Macragge blue and Screaming Skull, so the same blue as before and a lighter, almost warmer white, and we're going to just barely go over the model and bring up some of that blue on the top parts. Lieutenant Titus has many pockets, bringing all types of trinkets into war, so we're going to go ahead and color all of them in with a deep brown. While we wait for the brown paint to dry on all the pockets, we're going to go ahead and put dark grey paint over the chainsword and also the bolt pistol. Next, we're going to be blotching in all the cloaks and all the parchment paper on all the seals all over his armor. Next up, we'll be giving all the cloth pieces some Reichland Flesh Shade wash. I will be actually watering this down a little bit with some Lamian medium. That way it kind of goes across a bit smoother, a bit thinner. And we're going to be putting that on all the brown cloth, sorry, all the light brown cloth, and also all the brown pouches all over the model. Next up, we will be painting the glorious symbol of the Imperium, the Aquila, and also the edges of the shoulder pads. And we will be absolutely taking our time here to try and not get any gold onto any of the blue we've already painted that we're going to keep blue. I'll be using half silver, half gold for this, both Citadel colors, so Runefang steel and Retributor armor, just half of that, and put it all over. We've added our half gold, half silver mixture all over all the parts that needed it. So next thing, we'll be going around with some red. I think Wazdaka red should do quite well. So yeah, just going around. There is a shoulder pad on the his right shoulder pad that has a skull that needs some red, and also all the purity seals all over the model. Purity seals? Seals. We'll just say seals. I don't know if they're purity seals, but anyway, fake fan over here. But yeah, just blocking in all the red now. The reds are done. Now for the silvers. We got a silver chain over his right arm, so we're going to be filling that in. Also, there's a small chain that connects the I guess it's like some kind of little token to his waist, so we're going to be putting that in silver as well. And also the teeth of the chainsword will all be in silver as well. The chainsword's up next. So the whole entire blade in the reference picture is completely silver. So it's all going to be put into Leadbelcher silver. And then after that, the handle part and also the little, I guess you call it guard over the top, is Ultramarines blue. So we're going to put that into blue, and for the handle itself, it looks like it's brown, and the end is going to be gold. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Chainsword's done. Let's focus on the bolt pistol now. So on the official art, the barrel and also the magazine is painted in silver. I think I'm going to go ahead and color that top case part of the gun blue as well, because I think if he's got like blue highlights on the chainsaw, it'd just make more sense if he had, you know, blue standard issued Ultramarine bolt pistol type scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and color that top part in blue, and put some nice silver highlights all over the bolt pistol. One more step before we start on the face. We'll be just going with some white paint and filling in the Ultramarines Omega symbol on the knee there. So after that's done, gonna go ahead and black in all the areas that are in between the armors. So is like the inner elbow areas, around the waist area, in the behind the knees, so stuff like that. Gonna go ahead and black that in with some contrast paint, Black Templar. The base of this guy is a little bit plain, I thought. So as you can see, he's like on a little tactical rock, doing almost a jump. I've heard a lot of people call this pose actually slipping on a banana peel, which is a little bit disappointing. But anyway, I have recently bought some milliput. So first time ever using it, I've rolled up a bit of a ball, and we're going to try and make some nicer terrain for him to stand on. So we're going to be building on what we already see, and we're going to make it kind of like a little 3D scene there to make it pop out a little bit more. So yeah, that's what we're going to try and do. We'll see how we go, because like I said, first time doing this, fingers crossed it actually turns into something that looks good in the slightest. I think that turned out pretty well. I just made it more like a little outcropping, like he's jumping up a small hill. I don't really know what else you can really do with that. But yeah, as you wait for that to dry, because you've got to wait a couple hours apparently, let's get started on the head, which we haven't painted at all yet. So starting off with just a base color over the whole thing. I think I'm going to hit the whole thing with some Cadian flesh tone to start. It's going to be my main plan. Base coat done, time for a wash. I'm thinking Reikland flesh shade over the entire head, including the hair, to get some brown started too. Even though the shade is drying, I'm going to go ahead and give him some brown hair, just using Blood Reaver flesh. So yeah, just going to give him a good old coat of standard brown hair. Let's see where we go from there. Even with just 3 small steps, the head is already looking quite good. So next, I'm going to go ahead and Black Templar the neck and also the back. I guess it's like some kind of mechanical piece connected to the head. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that with some Black Templar, because when we stick it on, it's we don't really want that to be the focus of attention. Let's white these eyes. I'm going to be using Administratum Grey because my white is not very good. So that's going to be the next step. I find that it's easy to do the eyes before you do everything else, because if you get white on any of the other places, you can just go ahead and touch them up. So one eye ended up being really good, the other eye was a little bit not as good. Anyway, so just going to be going around with Kislev flesh and going to go around all the parts that have been shaded, going to give it a little bit of highlights there. While the front face is drying, we're going to go ahead and put some dark wash on the hair, and we're also going to use some metallic paints on the bolts that are in his forehead. Now we're going to do just a little bit more highlights on the skin tone, just very, very limited amount, just on the parts would be being hit with sunlight. Then we're going to go ahead and do the mouth and the eyebrows. So some dark red inside the mouth with just highlighting of the teeth there. And then just a very light brown going over the brow. Now we got probably one of the trickiest parts, and that is dotting the eyes. So yeah, I've got a fine liner pen of 0.003, sorry. So it's going to be very small, and we're just going to try and dot the eyes so it looks like he's looking forward. That is that's the plan. Okay, so we're slowly getting there, nearly at the end of the model. We are now going to try, whoop, just dropped his head. We're going to try and glue old Titus's head onto his body. So according to the instructions here, it's a little bit tilted to the side while he's doing his jump attack. So yeah, I'm going to be using plastic glue, because I feel like super glue tends to dry a bit too quick for what we're trying to do. So, and after that, we're going to go and give the whole of the base a nice coat of XV88 to start before we get into that. And now I introduce to you, surrounded by a horde of Tyranids, we have Lieutenant Titus of the Ultramarines, all painted up, all done and finished. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it to be pretty interesting. And let me know down below if you're going to get the Lieutenant Titus figure once it comes out for the standalone Ultramarines. So thank you very much for watching again, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye now.